So I've been wanting to do some long form content for a while now. So, today is the day. And that just brings me to my first point of saying that sometimes you really just have to dive into stuff, okay? And sometimes we use like over planning and trying to write down goals and be on these schedules and do things at certain times. Sometimes we use that as like a way to procrastinate, but it doesn't feel like procrastination because, well, I'm planning and I'm mapping things out and I'm trying to get things figured out. But I will say that sometimes the best way to get something accomplished is to just dive straight into it. Like, you really got to dive into stuff sometimes, and then you'll like, the best way to really know what you need and know what isn't going to work for you is to just do it and then kind of just learn as you go. Like, you can't plan your way into success. You can't, do a to-do list and a schedule your way into success. Like, so one thing about this journey of life is like, no matter how much you plan, no matter how much you try to stay organized, like, life is always going to throw curveballs at you. So you got to be ready to be flexible anyways. But like, yes, if you need to plan, but don't be in like the planning phase or the I don't even know what the word is, but like, don't be in the planning phase so long that you start missing opportunities and you start missing like critical moments that could have like helped you, or you delay your process or delay your start because you're so caught up on trying to get everything perfect first before you dive in. And sometimes it's just like, you really just got to start. You really just have to start and then like figure things out as you fucking go. I promise you, like, it might take a little bit of time, but stuff will work out and stuff will line up for you. You just have to have some patience and then, stay on your path. But my bad. But procrastinating comes in so many different forms. And procrastination doesn't always just look like avoiding your responsibilities. Procrastination sometimes looks like over planning or trying to over prepare, or doing everything under the sun to look like you're getting ready to do the thing that you actually need to do. Like, if you want to clean the kitchen, like, okay, let's just say you need to wash your dishes, but then this is something that I actually do. So sometimes, like, I really hate washing my dishes, right? I hate washing dishes. So sometimes, and when I say sometimes, this is actually what I just did yesterday, and I didn't even realize that I do this until just now when I'm thinking about it. But sometimes I'll just really need to wash dishes, right? But I hate washing dishes so much that I will literally clean my entire kitchen first. I'll start cleaning the fridge out. I'll start organizing the cupboards. I'll start sweeping, wiping things down. I will do everything. I'll take the trash out, and then I will save the dishes for last. You know why I do that? Because half the time, by the time I get to the dishes, I'm tired. And in my mind, it's an excuse because, like, I don't have to wash dishes now. I just did all of this work. I need a break. Okay? So that's just like one way that we can like procrastinate. Like, we'll do everything around the thing that we're actually supposed to be doing. Like, we will find 80,000 things to get our hands into, or work around the thing that we're actually supposed to be dedicating our time to. So just keep that in mind next time there's something you want to do. Let's just say you want to make content. If you want to make content, you don't need to go buy all these supplies. You don't have to have all of this money first. Like, a lot of times we start giving ourselves these impossible checklists, or the checklist is so damn long and extended that it's going to take you 3 years to even start the content, because you think you need to get all of this equipment, and then you need to go do this and do that and do that, and then watch all of these videos and take all this. You don't need to do all of that. Sometimes you just start and then do what you can as you go and learn as you go. Because I remember when I used to try to do content, I used to feel like, okay, I need a ring light, I need a microphone, I need a background, I need a specific room to do everything in, I need to do this, I need to do that. And that content I've started so many YouTube channels and I've started so much content, like so many different types of content, but at the end of the day, the only thing that really worked is when I just dive straight in and stop trying to be so perfect and stop trying to, you know, stop trying to be perfect. Simple as that. Shit, stop trying to be perfect. Oh. So yeah, that is just what I wanted to talk about, because it's so easy to, like, let's just say you're trying to start working out. Here you go talking about, well, I need a gym membership. Ooh, that looks crazy. I need a gym membership. I need workout clothes. I need a personal trainer. I need this, and that. No, what you need to do is wake your ass up an hour early and start working out at home. And then when you get time for the gym, cool. And then when you get time and money for the personal trainer, cool. And then when you get time to buy all of the clothes, cool. But a lot of times we put all of these crazy requirements on what we need to do before we can start something. And a lot of times those requirements are just ways of us procrastinating, to be very fucking honest. It's just a way for you to procrastinate what you should be doing. So just, if there's something that you've been wanting to do and you keep putting it off, ask yourself, are the things that I feel like are barriers that are holding me back, really, are they actually barriers, or is that just another excuse for me to delay my process? Even me making this video, like, I feel like God has been putting it on my heart to make long-term or long-form content for the last couple of weeks. And I haven't been doing it because it's like, okay, well, I be like wanting to make sure like my hair is done, my makeup's done, I look nice. And I do want to look more like I take it seriously, but nothing shows that you take it seriously like showing up. And a lot of times you're just like, okay, well, I need to look the part and I need to do this and I need to do that. And I need to be focused on like just talking to the camera, and I need the perfect background and I need the perfect lighting, but nothing shows that you're taking it seriously like showing up. Showing up is the main goal, is to just show up and do the thing. Okay, so don't get it confused and don't get it twisted. And don't be out here wasting time on things that really don't produce the results that you want. Like, yes, will I eventually want to have a nicer setup and a nicer background and be able to focus more of my energy to strictly content and just to be talking to you guys and already be done up? Yes, that is a goal of mine. Actually, I actually feel like I do better with talking to the camera when I'm multitasking. Like, I don't know why, but like sometimes my mind goes blank if I try to focus like on just talking to the camera, but it works better for me to like be doing something at the same time sometimes. But don't be letting like irrelevant stuff get in the way of you doing what you need to do, because sometimes that shit really is irrelevant. You want to go back to school, but you this and that, this, I need this and I need that. Like, sometimes some things are real barriers. I'm not gonna sit here and act like barriers are not a real thing. Sometimes there are real barriers to why you can't start something, but make sure you know what is a real barrier and what is you just procrastinating, and what is just an excuse, and what is you delaying yourself for no reason. Okay, so it's not me trying to yell at you and act like you're always the problem, because sometimes there are real barriers and that is fine. Like, that is life. Like, sometimes things are really in your way, but you have to decipher and you have to be able to check yourself and be like, is this a real barrier, or am I just making an excuse? Is this a real barrier, or am I just telling myself this because I'm really not ready to start yet, or I'm really not ready to commit yet? So yeah, that was what I had to say to you guys. Hold on, I can't stop the video until I get this lash fixed. I don't know. At some point you just get like kind of get tired of things not taking off, or not having the things that you want. And if you're feeling like you're at that point where you're like, I'm just ready to dive in, don't be scared. And like, when God puts something on your heart for you to do, go ahead and do it. And like, have some faith that God will provide you what you need when you need it. Okay, like sometimes He's just asking you to do what you can with what you have, and He will provide once He sees that you're actually committed, and you're actually, gonna take that thing seriously, and you're actually gonna dedicate yourself to whatever it is that He put on your heart. And once He sees that, then He'll be like, okay, yeah, I got your back, because I see that you're taking it seriously. I see that you're dedicating the time, and you're putting together the pieces that you have. Okay, sometimes you gotta start putting the puzzle together with half the pieces missing. Sometimes you gotta take the first step, and you can't even see it. You can't even see the first step. You can't even see the step, but the step is there. Sometimes you just really have to have faith in yourself. Okay, that's really what it is. Have faith in yourself. Have faith that, like, even if I don't have everything that I feel like I need to have, like, this is just the beginning. I will get to a point where where everything is, the way that I want it to be. But sometimes once you start, you realize a lot of the things that you were thinking that you needed, you don't really need. A lot of the barriers that you thought were barriers, and a lot of the things that you thought that you needed, and a lot of the things that you thought were hindering you, you'll realize a lot of that stuff was in your head. And you can accomplish so much with so little a lot of the times. You can accomplish so much with so little a lot of the times. The main ingredient to success, I feel like, is audacity, faith, and just not giving a fuck. That little combination right there, that's the secret formula. Be like, I'm gonna just make this happen regardless. Like, yes, I don't care. I don't care. But the goal is to ask yourself, am I in the way of myself, or is there something outside of me that's really holding me back? And once you decipher between the things that are actually holding you back and what is just an internal thing that you're limiting yourself in some way, then go ahead and then figure that out. Ooh, and then get to moving. And figure out what you can do with what's available to you. Simple as that. You got a phone available to you and you want to make content, the ring lights and the microphones and the this and the that's, it's all optional. You want to start working out, but you don't have a gym membership, you don't have gym clothes, you don't have a personal trainer, you feel like you don't have the time. 10 minutes a day can do wonders, okay? Like, I mean, work with what you got. If you have limited time, use a little bit of time that you got. If you have limited resources, use the little resources that you got, okay? Use what you got. Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that's going to work anyways. You can't use what you don't got. And a lot of times we feel like what we got ain't enough. So then we just sit there with our hands tucked under our butts because we feel like what we have is not enough. But what you have is enough, okay? It really is. It really is. It's enough for you to start and work your magic. Work your magic. Like, y'all, when I tell you, you be surprised at yourself how much you can get done. You will be really surprised at yourself. Like, you will be so surprised at how much you can accomplish with so little. I just said that, but like, I'm being so serious. You'll be so surprised at like what you can figure out, what you can learn, and what you can do with I mean the littlest information or the littlest resources. So just imagine if you just keep compounding on that, and you start with this much, and then you dive into it, you figure some stuff out, and then you add, okay, so you want to do content. You start with just your camera, right? Boom. Start with just your camera. Then that's going good. And then eventually you're on a little roll, you got some stuff, you got some momentum going, and then boom, you get a ring light. Okay, cool, that's cool, whatever. Boom. And this is exactly how it worked for me. So then boom, got that going, still making your little content, then boom, you get a microphone. And I was saying this because this is exactly how my stuff went. Got the microphone, then I realized I didn't really even need that microphone. Never needed it. Okay, cool. Boom. Then you start learning how to edit. Okay, boom, I know how to edit. But then I realized, like, I really don't know I don't need to know how to edit, because I like to be raw and unfiltered. And I like to give it to you, like, authentically. Like, if we're having a real conversation, I need to edit. I can't go back and edit things out. So I want to just talk how I would talk. But I learned how to edit in the process. So boom, like, there's certain things, if I want to spruce up my videos, I can do that. But if I don't want to, then I don't have to, or whatever. Boom, then you start getting your followers up, you start, getting more into it, you got your momentum going, and then you just keep adding on to it. Just keep adding on to it. And honestly, I really like having, like, normal conversations. Like, I will talk to somebody that I know, honestly, to be very honest. Yo, this freaking lash. This lash is pissing me off. It hurts. And I don't know why it's rubbing in such a weird way. Stay with me. Ah! Okay, whatever. I'm gonna fix that in a minute. But yeah, I don't know. I just want everybody to have the life that they want. And if you need a little pick-me-up, I hope this helped. I really, truly do. I really hope this helped you in one way or another. I said I didn't want to do that much makeup, but somehow I still end up doing the fucking most. I really do. And I'm on a time limit right now, so I need to be figuring out what time it is so I can get out of here. Eyebrows. So yeah, I don't know if I have anything else to say. But yeah, just get started. Just get started with what you got. And watch how things just, like, literally just fall into place for you. Like, you will be amazed at what falls in your lap when you start and you stop giving yourself excuses, because sometimes they really are excuses. When you just start and say, I'm committed to this, this is what I want, I'm just gonna do it, I'll figure it out as I go, things will fall into your lap. Things will fall into your lap. Things will just start working out. Okay? And then the clarity you get in the process is even more rewarding, because it's like you start realizing what's important to you, not what's important to content creators, not what's important to, like, fitness influencers, not what's important to this or that. Like, you're going to start learning what's actually important to you and what you actually want to, invest your time into, and, like, what you want, how you want your story to go. And then things will start falling into your lap. Things will start working out. And the more you dive into things, and the more that you just start kind of trucking away at your goals, and then you get that clarity about, like, what is for you and what's not for you, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what's important to you and what's not important. There's that itself is a blessing, because then you stop wasting so much time and energy on things that you don't even care about. Because let's just say you feel like the only way that you can lose weight is to get a personal trainer, but you decide to like go ahead and just start doing at-home workouts until you can afford to pay a personal trainer, right? And then you fuck around and find out you didn't even need a personal trainer. You done messed around, saved money for the personal trainer, and still lost the weight. So now you got the money and you done lost the weight. Now you're gonna take that money and go buy you some new clothes because you done lost the weight already without the personal trainer. And this is just me saying, like, sometimes we think we need these things and we don't really need them. Like, we really don't be needing certain things that we think we do. A lot of what we think we need, or we think we want, or what we think is going to help us, sometimes it's just not true. We don't always need all these extra things. We don't. We just got to get active, get busy. And whatever it is, you want to go back to school? Go back to school. You know? And like I said, it's important to decipher between what is a real barrier and what is something that you just made up in your head. It really is. Because if you don't know the difference, you're going to struggle, and you're always going to be waiting around for the right time, or, you know, for things to line up perfectly, or to have circumstances lined up perfectly. And it's like, there's no perfect time to start. It's really not a thing. So just get that out of your head. There's no perfect time to start. And sometimes things might be a little uncomfortable at first, but then you'll get to a point where, okay, well, I'm figuring this out. Even though I'm uncomfortable, even though it's scary, even though I don't have all of the answers, even though I don't know how I'm gonna, you know, figure out every single step, I'm still going to take the steps. I'm gonna start with just one foot in front of the other. That's it. One foot in front of the other. Okay, but that's all I have to say for today. I hope you guys got something good from this message, because baby, I be feeling like I'm preaching. I be preaching, y'all. And I just love reminding people that, you know, you guys are capable of way more than what you give yourself credit for a lot of the times. Like, if you think that you're capable of losing 5 pounds, just know, compound that. You're capable of losing 15 pounds. If you're capable of making your first video on YouTube, you're capable of making 50. If you're capable of getting a job that pays $20 an hour, you're capable of getting a job that pays $30 an hour. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just know that, like, you can always compound. So the more that you know, the more that you explore, the more that you figure yourself out and what you want out of your life, you can always continue to add on top of that and add on top of that, and just keep on building success and keep building a life that you are excited to wake up to and you're excited to live. Like, yeah. And just keep pushing yourself to see, like, you kind of got to have this, like, type of curiosity to see, like, okay, well, if I can do that, let me see if I can do this. And that's why it's good to, like, be continuously working on yourself. Because the more you do stuff that's, like, impressive to you, that you didn't think that you could really do, then you'll keep trying to figure out, like, okay, if I can do this, I know I can do that. And you'll just continue to be excited to try new things, and it'll stop scaring you so much to try new stuff. It really will. It will stop being such a scary process, because it's like, well, I've done all of these other things, so why can't I do this? And then you kind of, like, get out of the habit of, like, feeling like you're a failure if something doesn't work, because sometimes shit just won't work out. That's a whole nother conversation to be had, because what are you gonna do if it doesn't work out? A lot of people just feel like that's a means to quit, but the whole time you just supposed to be trying something new, and you learn something from every situation that you're in. You're constantly learning. So you gotta say, what did I learn from this? And how can I take what I learned and apply it to a different area of my life, even if this didn't get me the exact results that I thought I wanted? Ow! Damn, I almost pulled my damn eyelash out. Okay, I gotta get this all blended in seamlessly. Now let me use this. Okay, so since I'm done talking for real. I'm done talking. Y'all have a great day. And this is how my makeup came out, just in case y'all wanted to see the final look. I think it turned out really cute.